Welcome to the Family Imprint Show. My name's Joanna Lynn, and today I wanted to explore with you your relationship with the in-laws. I can't tell you how many of my clients have called them the outlaws. There seems to be such an area of friction in many long-term relationships when the family comes into play. So I'm curious, in your household, when the in-laws come for a visit, does it turn your relationship upside down? What happens? What are the triggers? If we can get curious about that, it can lead us to a lot more understanding about ourselves and our relationship with our own family. More often than not, what really triggers you about your mother-in-law or how your father-in-law shows up has to do with what might be left unsaid or unresolved in your own relationship with your parents. It seems easier to point the finger and blame them because you aren't as close to them usually than you are with your own parents. And so there's that little bit of buffer room where the blame can rest over there, the complaints seem easier to land. But a lot of the times, if we can track it, if we can use it as a way to show us where there might be some pieces left unhealed inside, we can really get to work on what it is that's catching us up. Another element about what the in-laws bring forward is what we may unconsciously blame them for. If they hadn't have raised my spouse this way, or if they hadn't have been so lax over here, or if they hadn't have been so controlling about this, maybe I wouldn't be living with this same old dynamic in my marriage. Well, once again, none of us get to be the way we are by accident, but at some point, we get to this place and time where we decide how we want to show up in life, in our marriage, as a parent. I'm sure you would agree, none of us are perfect parents, and none of us were parented perfectly. And so what if we could take the ways we were parented to utilize that as a way to move forward? And what I mean by that is, even if there were deficits in how you were parented, how do you use that as your launching pad forward? How do you connect that into the places where you'd like to grow? How you might like to show up differently? And so when the in-laws come to visit, how can we honor them and respect them for what they could do, the things they could give, and the things that they couldn't? We move into this element of acceptance, this element of understanding, so that that friction can find a way to settle and rest. What if the next time the in-laws came to visit, you were able to simply meet them from this place of gratitude, that your spouse came from them, that your children wouldn't be here unless life had continued on the way it does? Think about how much that would change how you would receive them, the way that the visit could go from that place, how quickly we let go of the nitpicky things, and how we just really meet heart to heart in this place of wanting to connect. What's true about life is none of us know what's around the next corner. So how can we make the next visit with family really be something memorable, where we really show up with our hearts open, our minds open, to let the differences of politics, religion, child rearing, all those hot topics, just simply be there. And we keep our focus on the visit, on connecting, on making memories, so that the in-laws no longer feel like the outlaws, but that they're absolutely a part of the fabric of your family. You holding space for them, even if they can't reciprocate, because we all have these very intricate stories of what goes on inside a family system. But you showing up differently, you dropping maybe some of that resentment, some of what's been built up over the years, really will change the ebb and flow of that connection. Someone has to be the first one. Why not make it you? We know that our kids are watching this interaction. We know that they're taking cues on how we treat people inside the family. So why not lead by example? Let that part that wants to have the family connection, that family visit, be really good. Let that part take the lead. It'll take the stress off your spouse. It'll give a great example for your children, and hopefully you might even enjoy it more too. It's really difficult to have a great visit when we're feeling guarded, when we're feeling like we really don't want to have anything to do with this. So I truly hope that some of these examples will give you a new perspective, a new way of looking at how to welcome the in-laws in for the next visit. And if you have any questions or any show topics that you'd like me to address, please send them in by email, connect@joannalynn.ca. I have a few interviews coming up in the weeks to come, sharing from colleagues and people that I hope you'll find really interesting. So looking forward to having you with me next time on the Family Imprint Show. Thanks so much for watching.